Hello and welcome to the Fourth Down Fiasco. I am your host, Tanner Vinsky, and with me is my co-host, Danny Weber. We are going to talk about the wild card weekend of the NFL playoffs, which was probably the best wild card weekend ever, I would say, even though the last two games weren't as exciting, but it was still close in the fourth quarter between those two teams, and wheels fell off for those two games. But regardless, I mean, probably the best wild card weekend we've ever had. We have like 2 minutes of ELF news. We will probably still put it in the title to clickbait y'all, but yeah, we have like no ELF news. There hasn't been anything coming out, so we're just gonna talk playoff football. I'm probably gonna cry thinking about Mike Tomlin at some point, and yeah, I mean that's really it for today. I guess we can do division round picks too. We can pick
we'll do
pick
games. Might as well.
Yeah. Well, why not? Who cares? I got my solo episode. I got the whole NFC correct. And I got every game in the AFC wrong. So I have half a perfect bracket. I know my NFC ball better than my AFC ball, apparently, which is insane because I don't pay attention to the NFC nearly as much. So
yeah, I went 5-1, and I would have went 6-0 unless the Bears decided to drop 25 points in the fourth quarter.
Hey, that was your fault for betting against the Bears, man.
21-3.
Yeah, I mean that was a collapse and a half. But before we get into the games, let's go. Let's start off. What was the big ELF bomb that we got a few hours ago?
The big one today, a few hours ago, as we're recording, yesterday, as everyone's listening, or later. But Ingo Schiller is gone as the CEO of the ELF. Reports are saying, and yeah, I mean, rumors are floating around that the ELF's going bankrupt, which everyone already kind of assumed anyways. So it makes sense for Ingo to be like, hey,
get out while you can.
I don't want to go down with the ship. I have other successful businesses that I run. So see ya.
Pretty smart.
Which makes sense. Which this is really the writing on the wall with him being gone, because he was a very big proponent between the EFA and the ELF. So with him being gone, yeah, the ELF is going to be done. At least that's what I think. Because, yeah, they're tens of millions of dollars in debt. Oops.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's kind of what we've been talking about for the last few months now, is we talked about the EFA hostile takeover kind of, doing its almost unionizing and taking over from the ELF and seeing that. It was the news report that we talked about a little while too, where they were looking at like, how can we save this? And they saw how big the debt was. And they're like, there is no saving this. We're just going to let it die and we'll do the EFA,
There is no saving. They were like, we have a price point that we're willing to pay.
Yeah.
And then it kept growing and growing and growing. And they're like, never mind. But I'd like to say we reported on this a while ago and we were called liars about the next part. With the AFLE, that you are not offered governance, there's no transparency, and you do not get ownership of the league. Those were the reports that came out by one of the other, outside of content creators, the biggest insider in the league. So,
a little spooky.
Don't want to say we are right. But if he's confirming it,
we were kind of right.
We were pretty close.
Yeah. Which was the funniest thing when we dropped the article and just all the episodes that we recorded prior to the article and after the article, everyone was like, well, you got like 90% of it correct. Like, oh, this is pretty good. All of these like people coming out of the woodworks being like, oh, well, you got most of it right, but you don't have the full story. It's like, I don't know who the fuck you are. So what do you mean you know more than we do when we're talking to everybody involved?
It was funny looking through Reddit comments and be like, well, I'm on the inside. Like, yeah, you're like 95%. It's like,
yeah, and it's like, okay, sure. Yeah. But so far we've been like 100% correct. So wherever that magical 5% we're wrong is that, I'm curious to see, or 10%. I feel like it's smoke screen to, I don't know, something. I don't know. Everything's been smoke and mirrors so far with these.
No, yeah, it's all a shit show. But one thing I learned today as well with that release is that there's rumors of basically the AFLE it's not an investment into the league from the American side. It's a loan.
Mm.
And so that's interesting.
Is interesting.
I'm curious how that'll play out, but I don't know. That's the first time I've heard of it. No one else has mentioned anything to me about that. I also haven't questioned it, so. But we'll see what happens because the EFA and the AFLE wanted to come together as everyone wanted as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's been some stubborn people in the AFLE side, which if that's what you're really wanting, I mean, yeah, you kind of, if you think what's best for you is to do that, go for it. Like, I'm not in their shoes. I don't know. I just want a football season with the best teams possible.
Which is where we're all at, right?
Yeah. And
I think that's why sometimes when we've been doing these episodes, we can sound a little frustrated and a little upset about things because it's just, we just want the football to exist. We want the content to cover. We want to be entertained. And it's as the months keep going on, it's just looking grim, you know, like it's getting spooky, you know?
And what's wild is like, it's not like people are fighting over like billions of dollars or hundreds of millions of dollars. Whereas in if this happened with the NFL or not even the UFL, they don't even make that much money. Mm-hmm. And I don't know anything about the CFL, but it's like people are fighting over like tens of millions of dollars. And yes, to most people, that is a lot of money, but there's a lot of people involved in the league that have quite a bit of money.
Yeah. So I mean, this isn't anybody's main enterprise.
No, like this is all for fun money pit for every investor in this league currently. They're hoping for a return, but right now they're just like, take the money, we're going to be in the red. And every team knows it, every investor knows it. So it's like, come on, guys.
And that's a big reason why the ELF wasn't saved, is because they were like, oh, well, we'll just see how red it is. And, you know, it was so red, it was looking purple, you know, and it's like, well.
Honestly, I think the ELF could have worked with better management from the beginning, even if they were $11 million or 11 plus 10 plus whatever millions of dollars in debt. It would have still worked. Like they would have started making money at some point. It's 5 years in a continent league. Like you're going to lose money.
Yeah. And I think that's the issue with a lot of sports franchises that people don't understand is like, until you are like one of the big, like you're on level with the big four, like in America, like you're losing money. Like if you even look at like UFL or like MLS, which are pretty successful, I don't think they're making a lot of money.
I'm curious. I know the UFL is not making money. I know that, but does the MLS make money?
They probably make a little bit, but I don't think they make much, man. I mean, people don't really go to MLS games unless like there's nothing else to do, you know? Like,
no, yeah. Like, I will say, like, Cincinnati has a huge MLS following for whatever reason.
Oh, it's because you guys are good.
That's true, and it's just all.
And it's your only other professional sports team besides the team that has not been very good.
So, teams are making actually decent money. Obviously, Inter Miami with Messi and Suarez is making $190 million last year.
Yeah. For sure.
2024, so probably even made more this year. And yeah, so teams are making money, but it's in the millions and not over. Most teams are in under 100 million, which.
And also you have to think of like how long has the MLS been around, and like how
36 years,
and like how many of those years were they not making money, you know?
Yeah, and when the Storm came into the league last year in the ELF, they compared the ELF to the MLS, which was a very insightful thing that I thought, and it was really interesting to see all the data behind it because then I even researched more about it afterwards. And yeah, they were very similar in their first 5 years of growth. And
the MLS was founded in 1996, by the way.
Okay.
Well, it was founded technically in 93, but the first season was done in 96.
Okay, so 30 years.
Yeah. So.
But it's like basically comparing a sub-tier sport in the U.S. versus a sub-tier sport in Europe, which was
definitely
smart. But anywho, yeah, beating a dead horse. We won a league.
Definitely. It looks like the MLS wasn't profitable until 2012. So it took them a while. It took them.
I mean, and like no spite or anything behind this, but like, how long has the WNBA been around? They've never been profitable, even with Caitlin Clark coming to the league.
And I mean, with Caitlin Clark getting in the league, like, it's getting better.
No, yeah.
Sorry, I trusted the dog to behave, and she's barking at me. So she unfortunately had to get kicked out.
That's fair. But no, yeah, and it's like sports are hard, and we haven't talked about it before. I want to cover it. I pitched it to Jordan. I haven't talked to you yet about it, but the IAL or the IAF, the International Arena Football League.
How international is the International Arena League?
So,
is it just starting, or like we jump in on?
No, their season their first ever season starts in April.
Oh God!
They have a team in Vegas. Or let me pull up their actual thing because I know some of these have been a little wrong. But let me go. They don't have their Instagram? Come on. But these teams could be a little bit different. But they have Utah, Vegas, Arizona, Cincinnati. That's the 4 American teams. Then they got Glasgow, Scotland, Dusseldorf, Nottingham, Stuttgart, and Zurich.
So it's just Europe and
it's just Europe and US. And there's supposed to be one more team, and I think it's a North Carolina team because they're preaching 10 teams. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it for sure.
But our boy,
we were right about the DLF, so maybe we do have to watch it and see what happens. My idea is, let's say European football doesn't happen and we don't get it. We go to like Japanese football or like African football. I think that's our next move. If we don't get European football, we'll go to a different continent, see how the African football league's doing, No,
yeah. Well, my thought is our boy Matt is trying to get in with the IAL. Mm-hmm. He's reached out to them. American TJ, the other big British content creator for like Britball, he is in on it. And there's a team in Utah, which coincidentally, Jordan lives across the street from the stadium. So
where are they playing? Are they playing at the Delta? Or they're definitely not playing at the Delta Center. Are they playing at the Maverick Center?
Yeah, the Maverick Center.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
And so I was like, if we got you a ticket or a pass, would you want to go cover a game? So he's there in Utah.
I mean, yeah, I guess if they put in
just an idea.
They put in one in North Carolina. I mean, Pam and I are moving to North Carolina in April.
I think it's supposed to be a Raleigh. I don't know.
Raleigh. Oh, well, Raleigh will be far as fuck.
Raleigh, North Carolina. Yeah. I think it's supposed to be Raleigh, but I could be wrong.
Oh my God, their whole website's AI generated.
Oh yeah, that's still shit.
This is.
I
remember when Antonio Brown owned a team. Do you remember that whole fiasco?
Yeah, it looks like this.
Is the team really called the Utah?
But no, I sent a DM to the league on my personal Instagram saying, "Hey, I'm wanting to help with your social media," and they sent me a thing back. They said, "Send us an email with what you want to do and like your portfolio." So I still need to do that. But TJ from American TJ, I think he just 3 or 4 days ago or something like that. I don't know if it's supposed to be private. He didn't say not to say it, but I think he's kind of taken over or helping with their social media now. Because yeah, if you look at their Instagram and Facebook, it is completely 100% AI generated.
I mean, I think the logos might be AI generated.
It is so funny.
Yeah, dude, I think these logos are AI generated.
I wouldn't put it past them, to be honest.
This is an idea, Danny, for sure.
Yes. But hey, I will be a Cincinnati Slingers man till I die.
Yeah, for sure.
They have they have a picture. It says, "Who will be the next great slinger?" And it has like Joe Burrow, Carson Palmer,
That's
like
insane.
Tony Pike, Boomer Esiason, and then an AI generated quarterback right in the middle with slingers across the chest.
Dude, it's like this website is. This is the worst shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, I mean, it looks so bad. Not even all the teams are like clickable. Like on here, like Arizona, they got nothing for it yet. Zurich, nothing. You know, like some of these,
You
like
got
I
the
can't
great
even
eights though, the Utah great eights.
which is insane.
I will say this is interesting. If anyone from the IAL is listening, if you need a website, hit me up. Go look at First Down Megs. That's my most recent website. But if you buy season tickets for a team, they're like $100 or something like that. But if your team wins the championship, anyone who had season tickets for that team, the league automatically renews them for you for free.
That's cool.
Get people to buy tickets. But hey, at least Stuttgart's getting a team back.
Yeah, that's true. They are.
They could just call themselves the Surge.
It looks like they're going with the Stuttgart Stallions.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know if all of these logos are AI generated, but I have a very strong suspicion that the Stallions logo is.
Oh, 1,000%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stallions is definitely AI generated.
The
Cincinnati's would be hard to get the Roebling Bridge as well as it is.
Mm-hmm.
But it like the text could be Vegas, the Las Vegas.
The Rockers look pretty AI generated to me, at least.
It's just they said, "Give me a Las Vegas Rockers logo that's neon lights."
Yeah. There it is.
I will say AI loves making logos with a background like shape. So like the shield or triangles or something like that.
Yeah.
His Dusseldorf. Man, the Dusseldorf Warriors
logo.
What?
I can't even see Dusseldorf's logo on the website.
It's a 3-headed doll wolf or something like that.
Oh, I can see it on the corner of this dude's jersey. If that's actually how that looks, that is terrible.
Hey, at least Glasgow looks old school.
For sure.
Shield with a helmet.
Oh, I see. If I go to the second page on this, I can see the logo. Oh, wait. Not all of these have that. It's so funny. It's like working. Yeah, no, I think Dusseldorf's is probably... I don't know. Yeah, sure. You know, this is...
Sure.
Yeah, fuck
Just
it.
an idea. Just an idea.
Fuck it. I mean, arena football is fun. I like arena football.
I went to one arena game last year because there ended up being a team in northern Colorado, but then they moved to freaking Denver after the season, and I'm like, that's stupid. But yeah, it was fun. People just got flipping over the wall. This dude like tackled a table after he flipped the wall and got hurt. I was like, that's pretty exciting.
No, it's cool. You want to transition to NFL?
Yeah.
You got any other stuff?
Anyone from the IAL, reach out. I know I need to reach out as well, but you can also.
Yeah, if you need logos, they can be human made. Just so you're aware.
Yeah. And I'm down to redo your website.
You know, we'll consume less water than than ChatGPT will. So. I say we go backwards to the schedule so I can get the Steelers game.
Yeah, we'll go Monday night to Saturday.
Yeah. 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 No, we showed up. The boys showed up and they did some cardio on Monday. That's for sure. The defense balled out, to be honest. Like, I know, like, you're sitting there like, well, 30 points. What do you mean they balled out? I mean, 2 of them were defensive touchdowns from the Texans. So, and the game going into the fourth quarter, it was 7-6, and we were getting turnover. I mean, CJ Stroud looked terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, he lost
turnovers.
He had 3, or Yeah, he had
3 going into
turnovers,
the
a
4th.
pick, and 2 fumbles. And he lost 2 fumbles, but he had 4 or 5 total fumbles, which is crazy for a quarterback.
Yeah.
He had a terrible game. He did not play well at all. He was very antsy in the pocket. He was making bad mistakes. He just looked scared. And the Steelers' defense was just constantly in his face. And then in classic Pittsburgh fashion, we get into the 4th quarter and the offense is moving because the defense has been on the field for 75% of this game, probably. Offense just stalled out so terribly the entire time for Pittsburgh. I mean, we couldn't get anything going. Receivers, the receiving core in Pittsburgh, like nobody can run a route. Like nobody can get open, and it just results in everything coming behind the line of scrimmage. It's just check downs to the running backs who can get open. It's running plays. And that's really it. I mean, our leading receiver was DK Metcalf and he had 2 catches for 42 yards. And he had a terrible drop, multiple terrible drops. I mean, he played terribly. And it's just one of those things where it's like you think coming into this game, it's like, all right, you get DK back and the offense should show a little bit more life, right? Aaron Rodgers made it work against the Ravens with fucking Scotty Miller and Adam Thielen and all of the just insane receiver depths. And so you're like, okay, you get your number 1 receiver, DK Metcalf, and he just proves why he's not an actual number 1 receiver in the league. I mean, he just can't make big time catches. He can't get open. And he just gets frustrated and gives up. And I think Aaron Rodgers got sick of him and just stopped throwing him the ball. He was just like, yeah, if you're not going to catch the shit I'm going to throw your way, why am I going to even bother? And
or even try.
Yeah. So fuck you to Kalen. I hope it's terrible to say, but I hope we void his contract and we just don't even deal with it, because I don't think he's really worth the headache on the team. I would have rather had George Pickens as a headache, and maybe George Pickens only plays 6 games because he gets suspended for fighting the other team every week. But man, those 6 games would have been fun, and it would have been more fun than watching DeKalen go punch fans.
Or imagine if you had both.
Yeah, both would have been sick. That's what I thought we were going to do. But it's just a terrible return on investments. I mean, we traded a 2nd-round pick for DK, and we only got a 3rd for George Pickens. I think George Pickens is by far the better receiver than DeKalen, so I would have just rather had George Pickens if we were only going to have one or the other. And if we couldn't have both, that's would have been the better result. Jonnu Smith, also just a football terrorist. I mean, that's just the big thing I got to get out of the way. I think Jonnu Smith is one of the worst. I don't know. I don't know what Jonnu Smith does well. I don't think Jonnu Smith can block properly. I don't think Jonnu Smith can catch the ball. I don't think Jonnu Smith can run routes. I don't know what Jonnu Smith does on the football field. You know what I mean? I think he's bad at pretty much everything. We don't throw to Freiermuth until the 4th quarter. He obviously gets an insane catch because he's the best receiver on the team. Shockingly, somehow, fucking Pat Freiermuth is the best receiver on this roster. So I was, after the game and after everything that happened, I was like, well, this is the sign. This is the sign to blow it up. I think it's 3 straight seasons going 10-7, 3 straight wild card blowouts. That's our ceiling for this team. I mean, we saw the Pittsburgh Steelers ceiling. It's going 10-7 and getting blown out by a team who deserves to be in the playoffs. And that's the ceiling we've had for the last 3 years. And we have some young, exciting pieces. So I think, I was sitting there and I'm like, okay, well, now's the time. We trade the old guys. We don't sign a quarterback. We just rock with Mason. We go out there, we win 6 games. And, after trading TJ Watt, after trading Jalen Ramsey, and it's like, yeah, you're not going to get a lot of draft capital for them at this stage of their career, but fuck it. Trade them, rock with Mason, go win 5 to 6 games, and put yourself in a position to trade up to get a QB or something, right? And I think that's especially obvious now that Tomlin isn't renewing his contract or is stepping down as head coach. I think at this point, I think the organization needs to wake up and realize if Tomlin's tired of this, how do you think the fans feel?
Yeah.
Like, and it's crazy because it wasn't like the Pittsburgh ownership coming out and saying, Tomlin, this isn't good enough. We're moving on. We're going to go get somebody who can win. It was Tomlin going to Art Rooney and being like, hey, I'm tired. Like I'm done. I'm stepping down. And it seems like from what reports are saying, he wants to pursue a media job. And he wants to go be an analyst. And I mean, people always look at, coaches and it's like, well, Tomlin's still young. Like, why would he do that? But I mean, he's dedicated 19 years to coaching in the NFL. And I mean, even prior to that, he was coordinators elsewhere. I mean, he has a 25 plus year NFL resume. It's like you do 25 years at a job. I mean, probably would be nice to retire and go commentate games, right? I mean, it's a lot of pressure for Tomlin, and it sucks. Like I never wanted Tomlin to stop coaching the Steelers, honestly. Like it was just nothing. I know like it's a lot of shit, right? Because Tomlin, I mean, he tied Marvin Lewis for most playoff losses in a row, and Marvin Lewis, I mean, not somebody you want to be in conversations with. And it's
watching like the 2010 Bengals in the last 10 years or the last 7 years of the Steelers looked very similar.
Yeah. And the only thing that and the reason why I was still a Tomlin defender is just because the talent was never on the roster. Yeah, our defense was good, but I mean, the QB carousel that we've had since injured Big Ben, there are some despicable names on that list, man. Like there are some actual football terrorists that were playing quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we would still fuck around and win 9 games. We would sit there and we would be like, dude, the craziest thing about this season, I was so excited about this season because I'm like, Aaron Rodgers gets us to field goal range. I was like, we have chances to win games because we can actually get points. Like that's how dire the Pittsburgh offense has been like the last 6-7 years since Ben like got injured and then retired.
Yeah.
I mean, it's terrible. And there's some young, exciting pieces on this roster. Like Joey Porter's a baller. Like he's such a good corner. I like James Pierre a lot in the secondary. Brandon Eccles had a terrible game, but he has good games here and there. Jack Sawyer's a baller. I mean,
I wanted Sawyer so bad, especially being from OSU. I wanted my son to play.
No, Jack Sawyer, he's fucking awesome. I mean, our defensive line with Yaya Black and what's his face, the guy we just drafted.
Jack Sawyer was on the freaking table, and we took freaking Demetrius Knight Jr.
Yeah, not ideal. Not ideal. Yeah. So, like, just with Derek Harmon, that's what I was thinking of. Yaya Black, like, just having those guys kind of taking over for Cam Hayward, having some of the linebacker depth we have with, Alex Highsmith and Jack Sawyer and Logan Lee. Like, there's just a lot of Nick Herbig is insane. Peyton Wilson. Like, there's just so many players on this team that are exciting on defense, but we just have this dichotomy of we have some really exciting young talent, and they have to split minutes with fucking dinosaurs,
which is so dumb.
It just doesn't work. And I think the Steelers just need to take 2 years to kind of just retool, trade away all the veteran talent on this team, invest heavily on offense, and hopefully, we win 6 games one season and we can line it up with a draft pick from, TJ Watt or whoever that we traded, and we can use that to move up and get the next guy, I mean, that's really just the best hope for the Steelers, I think. I think if we try to run it back and try to go for 10-7 without Tomlin, I mean, I just don't even think it's going to work. So it's like maximize your talent. And TJ Watt deserves to go win a playoff game. I mean, you just like fucking send him somewhere where he can actually have a hope to compete for a championship, And
literally.
There's championship contending teams are going to want him, So.
No, 100%. He's still playing great. Honestly, though, like we've seen Rudolph multiple times throughout the last X amount of years playing in Pittsburgh. I'd say rock with Will Howard. Maybe he's just like turns into a monster. You don't know. You know what you're getting with Mason Rudolph.
No,
But
for sure. Obviously, I think if the organization believes in Will Howard, throw him out there. I just think since we've seen so little of him, so injured he's been, it's usually a damning sign for what the quarterback is. Now, trust that's going to sound blasphemous to a lot of Steelers fans because there are genuine like Will Howard delusional fans that are like, Will Howard is the next Big Ben. You know, Will Howard's our franchise. And it's like, dude, we haven't seen this guy play a snap.
if Carson was a Steelers fan, that's Carson.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
So yeah, anyone on like the East Cincinnati like border is probably that person you're explaining.
Yeah, and there's a lot of like Pittsburgh fans in Southwest or Southeast Ohio, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of them
Southwest Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Yeah, like that's a lot of the fucking Will Howard truthers. And I get it. Like you draft a guy from Ohio State who won a championship and you're like, oh shit, like maybe he's the guy. That's usually rarely how that actually works out. But I don't know. I'm very curious. I mean, it's kind of a good time to get out on Tomlin because there's actually a ton of head coaching, like promising coordinators and guys out there. If we promote either Arthur Smith or Terrell Austin to head coach, I will kill myself. Probably, no hyperbole.
At least you guys have a head coaching vacancy. Apparently, the whole AFC North, Zach Taylor is the best head coach. Apparently,
yeah. No, Zach Taylor doing a great job in Cincinnati. I'm glad Cincinnati sees it.
Did not waste 3 years of Burrow's prime and Chase. And
he's gonna waste 10 of them.
Oh yeah.
Zach Taylor ain't going anywhere, baby. Zach Taylor is there to stay, dude. That Super Bowl run,
really.
He'll do it. That wasn't Lou. Hey, that wasn't Lou Allenruo's defense. All right, that was Zach Taylor. All right. Taylor.
It's bad when the Browns are looking at our offensive coordinator who doesn't even call plays for their head coaching spot.
Are they really?
Yes.
Please hire him. Please, it'll be the funniest thing, Cleveland. I mean, there could be some weird AFC North incest here, man. We could hire Stefanski. The Browns hire Harbaugh. The Ravens hire Tomlin.
Just rotate, you know? Like, we're kind of in a square, like, divisionally set up. Just rotate. Harbaugh comes to Cincy. Taylor goes to Cleveland. Stefanski goes to Pittsburgh. Tomlin goes to Baltimore.
That could happen. I mean, the funniest outcome of all this is obviously if Tomlin goes to Baltimore and Harbaugh goes to Pittsburgh.
And the same
with the rivalry they've had, I mean, it would be the same results. It's the funniest thing. I despise everything about that. I wouldn't even know how to feel. Like, you know, it would just be like if that happened, it would just be sitting there like, I don't know. Like, I don't even know how to process it, you know?
You'd be one game out of the playoffs every other year.
Mm-hmm. And so would Baltimore.
Yeah.
So it would be the same shit. I don't know. Maybe Tomlin wins with Lamar though. That'd be crazy.
That'd be funny.
I mean, that's hell. Tomlin goes to Baltimore, wins the Super Bowl right away. I mean, it just like it doesn't get much worse than that, right? Like,
that'd be so funny.
That's like if Joe Burrow signed with like an AFC North team, right? Like, can you imagine Joe Burrow gets pissed off enough at the Bengals and he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to go play for Pittsburgh."
Dude, if you went to Cleveland, they honestly probably wouldn't be horrible.
Yeah, they wouldn't.
Like, their defense is phenomenal. They're just missing a quarterback.
Could you imagine that though? Joe Burrow in a Browns uniform.
If we rocked a throwback, we'd be able to see it.
Yeah, I guess it's pretty close. I don't know. At least I hope we go for an offensive head coach. I think the Steelers' offense has been so putrid. As much as I'm more defense pilled, I would just like to see a good offense. So I know a lot of people hate it. Honestly, I kind of like Mike McDaniel.
Yeah.
I kind of do. I think Mike McDaniel's young. I mean, Tua's a terrorist, and he's made Tua look pretty good in some seasons, you know? So
that's fair.
I think you bring in Mike McDaniel. He's young. If he works out, he's head coach for the next 20 years, you know?
Go get Flores and bring in Daniel as your OC.
Like that, even better. I love Flores. I mean, I've been complaining about it for years. I ever said the Steelers should have never let Flores walk out the building. I don't know why we didn't promote him to DC. So if we brought him back as a head coach, I mean, he has the experience. It would be cool. So if we could fucking poach Kubiak from the Seahawks,
That'd be wild.
that'd be pretty sweet. I mean, there's a lot of options. The main things I really don't want to see is I don't want to see an internal promotion. Our coordinators suck. They need to go. Arthur Smith has been okay, but Arthur Smith needs a very specific offense. And it seems like Arthur Smith needs to have Jonnu Smith on his team, and I'd rather have, I don't know, a toddler than Jonnu Smith playing tight end.
Fair.
At least they would listen to assignments. I don't know, depending on the toddler.
But I wish I had the joy of being disappointed and trying to hire a new head coach.
Yeah, that's hey, 5 years maybe they'll do it. When does Zach Taylor's contract expire?
Apparently, he signed a secret extension after the Super Bowl to go through he has 2 more seasons basically.
Okay, so in 3 years,
not a public extension. It was not announced.
So in 3 years, you might move on from Zach Taylor.
Probably not.
Probably not, but you could. I mean, that's the only time it would happen.
That's fair.
I mean, you guys aren't going to fire him. The Browns, the Brown family, for whatever reason, thinks that they're in poverty. They're like, we have no money to spend, anything like that. And it's like, yes, I understand. You don't have other enterprises, and you're a football family, but you also own an NFL team. You can afford to fire a head coach and hire a new one.
You can leverage, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you fire a head coach and make the playoffs, you'll make more money just like you did in 2020.
Yeah, exactly. You just because you don't have a lot of the same money as a lot of the other NFL owners doesn't mean you're broke.
The Rangers, where they're paying 5 head coaches $50 million a year.
Yeah, exactly. That's what pisses me off the most about the Cincinnati Bengals is they just don't understand that they can do things. I feel like they don't they're living in almost a different reality, and it just paints a bad picture of the team. The indoor practice facility thing was a running joke for so long because it was so asinine. You play in Ohio. People don't need to be running in the snow. Get them an indoor facility. They finally did it, but it took fucking forever. It's crazy to me.
Isn't there another northern team that doesn't have a practice facility? But people were just calling it just became a joke at that point that Cincinnati didn't have one. But there's multiple teams that don't.
Yeah, but it's still crazy, and the reason Cincinnati gets the brunt of it is just because they're historically cheap.
Yeah. And then we got made fun of for our bubble after we put everyone inside. It's a bubble. Who cares?
Yeah, it's whatever. Regardless, I mean, it's crazy. Zach Taylor is the only AFC North head coach to survive. I mean, who knows what's going to happen with the Steelers? I'm sad. I'm going to miss Coach T a lot. Shout out Texans. That defense is fucking phenomenal. I mean, they realistically could win the Super Bowl. I'm just going to be honest. CJ Stroud played a terrible game, and the defense just put the team on their back, and obviously it's against a depleted Steelers offense, but I mean, they go against the Patriots. Drake May didn't look that good against the Chargers defense. I mean, and I think Texans can make a run at that, and then depending on who you get in the AFC Championship game, you can make an argument there, and I could see the run. I can picture it.
They could have
honestly
been close to dropping 45 on the Steelers, maybe 50 without the turnovers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if we didn't get the turnovers, I mean, it would have been an ugly ass game if the defense didn't play as well as they did. But I mean, I guess that's my only solace is if the Texans win the Super Bowl, I can be like, hey, the Steelers lost the Super Bowl champion whatsoever.
That's fair.
But do you have any thoughts? Do you have anything you want to go over for Texans Steelers?
Yeah, you covered it all.
Yeah, I figured. All right, let's go to the other stinky game before we get to all the good games. Chargers Patriots.
It was just a crappy game, and the Patriots, I don't know, their inexperience showed. Playoff inexperience showed. I think you just said it. They might struggle against the Texans, but yeah, I don't really have much else to say. Drake May led the team in rushing. Stevenson led the team in receiving. Tells you how the whole game played out.
Yeah. Yeah, Stevenson had a great game.
The rusher was the receiver.
Yeah, I mean, Stevenson had a great game, which is crazy because Stevenson has had kind of a bad season overall. and he just came out there, played efficiently on the ground, was catching everything thrown to him. He hasn't really been a receiving threat too much this season either, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Boston's good again. God's dead. I mean, that's really my only. The Patriots only had 3 down years, and they might make it to the AFC Championship again, and it's hell. I was talking to some of my friends who are Patriots fans, and they were saying to me, they're like, "Oh, like, what do you think about the Pats?" And I'm like, "Brother, Tom Brady put belt to ass to my team for 20 years. Like, no, like just because it's a different quarterback, different head coach, like not all of a sudden am I rooting for the Pats. Like, it's fuck Boston till the day I die. Like, I mean, and especially when they're performing like this, when the Patriots were bad, I was like,
who cares?
I feel a little bad for the Patriots. Yeah, whatever. At least now they know at least now they know what it's like. But now that they're back to doing shit like this, I mean, yeah, this is awful. This is worst case scenario. I don't know. Like, Drake May, I mean, yeah, like you said, it just showed his inexperience in the playoffs. We'll see if that continues. We'll see how that goes. On the Chargers end of things, I mean, Justin Herbert's playing in probably the worst offensive line situation that's ever existed. It's pretty bad, dude. I mean, did you see the PFF rankings of their offensive line before the game? Like,
it reminded me of the Bengals Super Bowl offensive line. It was like, I mean,
it's
73 out of 75, 74 out of 75.
Yeah, no, it's
out of 75, 74 out of 75.
It's ridiculous. And they did okay in like the first half, but the second half, I mean, it was literally every play, guy on top of Justin Herbert within a second. Guy on top of Justin Herbert within a second. Yeah. And I just don't know. I don't know what quarterback does do anything in that offense, right?
No, you can't.
Like, you can't. It's just impossible. Like, it's just an impossible situation to perform. And, people are going to shit on Herbert because he's had the 2 bad playoff games before this. And it's like, oh, well, look at this. Look at the perennial choker. And it's like, yeah, I mean, the fact that he has a pulse right now, I think is just impressive within itself. Like,
that's fair.
That's really how I feel about it. But I mean, they've invested heavily on their offensive line. They just got hurt. Hopefully when they're healthy next year, they can actually let Justin Herbert ball out, see if he can actually make things happen there. I think they need a true wide receiver 1. I mean, I like Ladd McConkey. I like Keenan Allen. I even kind of like Quentin Johnson nowadays. But it's like, with those things, I mean, none of those guys are wide receiver 1s. Like, I think they need like a true actual target for Herbert, and I think that could fix a lot. And I mean, the Chargers defense is fucking awesome too. I mean, they have a great defense. They should have a great offensive line when they get healthy. They just got to get the running game going, and I think they can get a wide receiver 1. And I mean, they could compete. But the fact that with how decimated this roster is, and they even got here, and it was competitive for 3 quarters, that's impressive within itself.
Yeah, being on RB7 for 95%.
RB 32 on the season, They're about to call up torn ACL Glenn Tunga, probably, They're like, hey, can you get out here and do something?
But
so you got 49ers Eagles?
49ers Eagles. That was a great game.
Phenomenal game.
To an extent. Yeah. It was boring a little bit, but then it got really good. Like, middle of the game was kind of like, okay, no one's doing anything. Like, third quarter was just like 3-and-out punt, 3-and-out punt. Oh, field goal, 3-and-out punt, 3-and-out. But no, I'm glad the 49ers won. I don't like either team, but I was rooting for the 49ers for my bracket.
Yeah, I'm fuck Philly till the day I die. I mean, it's the easiest decision of my life whenever I see this. I mean, Philadelphia could be playing Al Qaeda and, inshallah, like, let's let it rip. I mean, and I hate this Eagles team, dude. Nick Sirianni's a little fucking roach. And I don't know what Nick Sirianni does, honestly. I think he relies on good coordinators to do his job, and he goes out there and he tries to fight AJ Brown. I mean, I think that's all Nick Sirianni does as a coach. He talks shit and he does terribly. And everybody's going to focus on how bad of an offensive coordinator Petula is and how terrible the play calling was. I mean, Petula didn't tell Jalen Hurts to throw into triple coverage on 4th down.
It is true.
Tight end, and I think this might be the most egregious take I've ever had in my life. I think the Eagles could have won this game if they had Aaron Rodgers at QB over Jalen Hurts.
100%.
Because you would have found the open guys.
Like they wouldn't have shadow banned AJ Brown for whatever reason. Well, not for whatever reason, but
well, and also, I mean, did you see how much time Jalen Hurts had in the pocket each play? I mean, he had a million years, and he was still just rushing out of clean pockets and missing his receivers. And
he tried to make a play when a play was already made.
Yeah,
dude, just throw the ball. You don't need to run and jump off your back foot and try to throw a cross body. It doesn't work.
No, yeah, it's just so ridiculous. And as crazy as it sounds with how many issues AJ Brown has had, I think if it comes down, if I was the Eagles owner and it came down to AJ Brown or Nick Sirianni, I'm choosing AJ Brown 10 times out of 10.
I think they're going to choose the other.
No, they're definitely going to choose the other because they won a Super Bowl with Nick Sirianni. And it's the classic organizational mistake where you saw success with the coach, so you hold on to them for way too long. I know, ironic for the Steelers fan that's bitching about us getting rid of Mike Tomlin, but that's just how it happens. I mean, in the Eagles, they got rid of Doug Peterson 2 years after he won the Super Bowl, and it worked out great for them. So I think it's something similarly where you just got to get rid of Nick Sirianni, and I think you actually have a chance to compete because, I mean, he just got out-coached more than I've seen any other head coach get out-coached before. And guarantee, I mean, I know it's Kyle Shanahan on the other hand, who's arguably the best coach in football, but I mean, it was ugly. Like the fact that they lose this game the way they do, the fact that you give up a terrible, the Jawan Jennings to Christian McCaffrey touchdown was just the ultimate fuck you to that team, right? It was just we are going to demoralize you. And it did.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think the 49ers, they're so banged up. They have no right to be here, but I still feel confident that the 49ers could beat any team in the league just because of the Kyle Shanahan effect,
Possibly, yeah. If they can get Christian McCaffrey going. I mean, they won without Christian McCaffrey really doing much on the ground. Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, in the air, he was lethal.
No, but yeah, he had the receiving touchdown and everything.
But yeah, dude, I mean, you get 100. I mean, this Eagles defense is supposed to be the best, one of the top 3 in the league. That's how, well, at least how Eagles fans talk about it, right? But it's supposed to be one of the best defensive units in the league. And fucking Demarcus Robinson has 111 yards. I don't know. I don't know. That's scary if you're looking at a lot of these other NFC teams and you're going in against 49ers. What the fuck? They can scheme up to get Demarcus Robinson 111 yards against a potent defense.
Yeah.
And Brock Purdy can throw 2 interceptions and they still win the game.
Yeah.
That's spooky. So
a little bit. But Bills Jags?
Yeah. Super sad how this one went down. I thought it was going to happen. I've been so high on the Jags for so many weeks now, and they had a chance to do it, and they just ran out of gas. It was so sad. I wanted this for Jaguars fans.
It would have been cool for the Jags fans, but I don't know. The Jags finished 13-5, but they never felt like a complete team to me. And I think their loss to Cincinnati in week 2 really shadowed it for me. It's if you lost to Cincinnati,
well, and I think a lot of that was the Jaguars had learning pains out the gate. It was a young roster. You have a brand new head coach who has a pretty complicated offensive scheme. I think there was a lot of learning pains with this team. And I think you saw down the stretch that a lot of those learning pains were going away and they were playing so effectively. And I think the beauty of this Jaguars team is, a lot of they came into this week with the number 1 rushing defense in the NFL. And I thought a lot of that might have been inflated because they played some pretty bad teams. But you saw it here, dude. I mean, James Cook did
46 yards.
Nothing, dude. They destroyed James Cook in the run game. And I just I think with that defensive scheming, they didn't have Travis Hunter this game. I think he could have been a difference maker if he was playing, right? Like,
I mean, they went 13-5 with Travis Hunter basically doing nothing. And
definitely.
it kind of goes back, like, maybe this is a good loss for Jacksonville from what we've just been saying. Because you don't, like, in a rebuild, you don't want to peak too early. It happened to Cincinnati, and it kind of ruins you. So I think the Jags, if they can retain all their pieces and come back, like, you have your second-year head coach now, the same offense, same everything, Travis Hunter back, your draft next year, they could be really scary.
No, I think so, because I don't think this team needs a whole lot, dude. Like, I kind of like their receiving core. I like their running game a lot. I think Trevor Lawrence has progressed phenomenally this year under Liam Cohen. Like, he's actually looking like a top 10 QB these days, as he was hyped up to be. And he had the 2 picks, but, I mean, the second one was last drive of the game, under pressure, like, and I know, like, the Jags have been in 2 playoff games before. They've won a playoff game with Trevor Lawrence, but this just feels different. Like, it just feels like we're like a year too early for Jacksonville, you know?
If you could, would you trade your first for A.J. Brown?
Probably not my first if I'm Jacksonville. Just because of all the issues that have surrounded A.J. Brown. And again, like, I think A.J. Brown on the Jags would be really good. But I think with all of the shit that has happened with A.J. Brown, I wouldn't want to give up that much capital for him.
But is it A.J. Brown or Nick Sirianni? Like, if you separated them.
Yeah, I think that could be the solution, right? You get him out of there and you put him in a good offensive scheme where he's actually getting the ball and getting what he wants. But again, you're taking a risk on that, right? Like, what if he shows up to Jacksonville and he's like, you're throwing the ball to Jacoby Myers when he's wide open, you should be throwing it to me. And then it's like, oh shit, we fucked up, right? Yeah. So I would do it for, like, Jags will have a late second round pick. I do it for a late second, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to be enough to get A.J. Brown, but that's what I would do if I was the Jags. But I think you want to retain your first. Because this is a pretty deep wide receiver class as well.
That's true.
Why not just get a young wide receiver at the end of the first round? And, like I said, like this Jaguars team, they're still young. You can let that wide receiver develop for a year or two, and then you're still in Super Bowl contention,
Oh, definitely.
And I think as long as Liam Cohen is there, I think this is a team that's going to continue to be scary. I really like Liam Cohen. Like, I think he's a phenomenal head coach.
Yeah, I didn't know much about him before the season, but yeah, I've grown to like him. But Buffalo, still Buffalo. Josh Allen finds a way to win against anybody besides Burrow and Mahomes.
Yeah. The Bills looked great in this game. Josh Allen played phenomenally. It's just the thing. The Josh Allen glaze has gone too far, I think, a little bit. He played well this game. Like, he had a great game. But, I mean, it's just gotten to the point where it's like Josh Allen is the best playoff performer of all time. Okay, he's never been to a Super Bowl. Josh Allen, Josh Allen can beat anybody. He's the most athletically gifted quarterback of all time. He's the best thrower of the football of all time. It's just a hyperbole, where it gets to it. Whereas, like, do I genuinely think, like, Josh Allen's a good playoff performer? Yeah, he does really well in all the games he plays. Is he the best playoff quarterback ever? No, because he's, like, never been able to conquer the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs. Or even, he's lost to Cincinnati twice in the playoffs, right?
What, Mahomes 4 times and Burrow twice?
Yeah, something like that. I think that's how it is. And again, those were some really good Cincinnati teams, to give credit there. But I don't know. Like, I think Josh Allen is great. I think he's top 3 quarterback in the NFL easily. But I think a lot of the Josh Allen wills his way to a win. Like, Josh Allen has no help. He's doing it all by himself. This Buffalo team is talented. Like, I'm sick of the Josh Allen has to do it all by himself. He's a superhuman. He's got no support. James Cook is a very talented running back. Yeah, their wide receiver core isn't great, but Brandon Cooks turned back the clock in this game, and he was playing really well. They have a pretty solid defense. I don't like, this doesn't feel like a against all odds team that's finding ways to win because they have the greatest quarterback of all time. I think this is just a really solid Buffalo roster in a very flawed NFL league. Like the league, nobody's this juggernaut, and I think that's why a lot of Josh Allen fans have been like, oh, well, what do you mean like he has to win it now because the other guys aren't out? Like this Bills team isn't that talented. It's like, no, he kind of has to win it now, right? Like there's not a lot of resistance for him until he gets to the Super Bowl. So I can imagine like he gets to the Super Bowl, he loses to like the Rams or the Seahawks, and I'd be like, okay, yeah, like those teams are just more talented than the Bills. Like that makes sense to me. But if he doesn't make it out of the AFC again, I'm sorry, he deserves a little slander, right?
No, yeah, he can beat every team in the AFC.
Yeah,
even if he had no support, he should still be able to beat every team.
He should still. This is a very weak AFC.
Yeah, like I was looking at the bracket, and I'm like, this is just horrible. I don't like it. It's weird.
Well, dude, I genuinely think the AFC Championship. We just watched it. I think it was Bills Jaguars. I think those were the two best teams in the AFC.
Yeah.
So, I expect the Bills to make the Super Bowl at this point, and I think if they don't, I think that's pretty damning, to be honest.
Agreed.
All right, Packers Bears, another fucking banger. Like
I'm sad I did not get to watch this game, so I don't know what happened besides a collapse. So I'll let you just roll with this. And this is the only game I missed out of all 6, which is sad.
And you missed a banger. I missed most of this because I was at work. And so luckily it was on Amazon Prime, so I was able to watch the 4th quarter of this game.
Oh.
So, which was the best quarter to watch. I mean, and obviously I like kind of looked into it afterwards and see what all happened. But I mean, dude, what Chicago has done this whole season of just getting put into these holes and finding a way to crawl out and just perform perfectly down the stretch it's phenomenal. Like it's some of the most impressive coaching and execution of plays that I've ever seen from a roster. And the hard part about Chicago is I also think they're a little too early. Like I like Ben Johnson a lot. This is the first year there. Caleb Williams has progressed as a passer, but obviously he's still starting very slow to games, because yes, it's so impressive that Caleb Williams is able to drag himself out of these 20-point holes. Like very impressive. It's crazy. But also they're in a 20-point hole because Caleb Williams is playing really poorly in the first 2 quarters, right? So it's kind of a double-edged sword where you're like, holy shit, this is phenomenal. But also at the same time, it's like, yeah, but you wouldn't have to play this way if you execute it in the first quarter,
Very true.
But and that's just kind of the issue with Caleb Williams in general is I think he is talented and athletic enough to be the best quarterback in the NFL. Like he has that that ceiling is so high, but when he's off, the floor is very bad, right? Like he's a very hot and cold quarterback. And the good news about that for Chicago is if your quarterback strikes heat on a very hot spell and he has the highest ceiling, arguably the highest ceiling in the NFL, you're winning the Super Bowl. Like it's if you can get 4-game stretch of Caleb Williams living up to his potential and playing the way he does, a lot of teams are going to have a hard time beating you. I mean, that throw he made where he was rushing out of the pocket, fucking off his feet, threw it to the side. I mean, like, might be the most impressive throw in the last 15 years. And there's been some crazy. It's ridiculous. It's just the issue of why are the Bears down 21-3 at halftime? And the unfortunate thing for the Bears, you go down 21-3 against the Rams, you're fucked. Like, you're not digging your way out of that one. Yeah. For the Packers side of it, I mean, just inexcusable loss, to be completely honest. I mean, it's ridiculous they lose this game. I think there was a lot of, McManus sold the hell out of this game. I mean,
and he's done it how many times this year?
Yeah,
like they're 9-8 because of McManus.
Yeah, like
you're telling me you can't go find a kicker somewhere?
Yeah, the Packers really should have been able to find a kicker, should have been able to do something there. Jordan Love actually played really well. all things considered. It's kind of crazy the Packers lost this game. Like, I just, like, when you look at it on paper, like, how the hell did this happen? And it's a lot of it is just the execution down the stretch. They just went very cold in the third quarter, and it's cold in the fourth quarter, and they just missed crucial kicks. And the defense just wasn't able to keep up anymore. And I think the Packers are still going to be good. I know people are saying fire Matt LaFleur. I think that's a mistake. I don't think I think that's too early for the Packers to do that. I think you get 2 more of these where you sneak into the 7th seed and blow an inexcusable game, then yeah, maybe Matt LaFleur's seat should be pretty hot. But
if I could get like a Harbaugh or something, though, I might take it.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm the Packers and Harbaugh wants to coach for me, I wouldn't be too opposed to kicking LaFleur out the door, right?
No, yeah.
But I don't know. Packers will still be competitive. Shout out this offense for doing what it does and being able. I mean, Jordan Love's playing great football, but you know he's always going to be the guy who couldn't beat Kent State. So
that's
sucks to suck. You got any last notes for this one?
No. Good game. Yeah, collapse. Matt LaFleur's on the 28-3 collapse and the 21-3 collapse. Same sideline.
Yeah, brutal. Oof.
But let's talk about how an 8-10 team made the playoffs and almost took out a 13-5 team.
Yeah. The Panthers are the strangest NFL team of all time.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think there's ever been a more. Maybe Atlanta for like the last 5 years has also been kind of like this. Something going on in the South.
Not as bad.
Not as bad. The Panthers really did everything they needed to do to win that game. For whatever reason, they decided to pull a classic and play prevent defense in the fourth quarter and just spoil the game.
Yeah.
Which isn't ideal. Mm-mm. But I mean, if you're a Panthers fan, dude, this might as well be a Super Bowl win. Are you kidding me? Oh, you go 8-9 and you come within 3 of beating probably
8-10. Technically.
Yeah, 8-9. Yeah. Going into the game. But you like ridiculous, dude. Like the fact that like the Rams are probably the most talented roster in football and you almost win? Like, dude, hell yeah. Bryce Young isn't consistent enough, I think, to be a franchise QB. But I like the idea. I like that they did pick up his option because fuck it, let him go out there and ball. Yeah. And, you know, he's at least going to give you 2 free wins against the Falcons because he has their number.
Bryce Young reminds me of like Caleb Williams' little brother. So but he can also play really bad.
Yeah, Bryce Young is like Caleb Williams if you moved the ceiling down and the floor up a little bit.
That's what I'm saying, like little brother. Like you're never going to live up to your older brother.
Yeah.
It's like bring the ceiling down to a reasonable amount. It's like, but they have very similar play styles of when he gets hot, he plays like Andy Dalton. And when he plays bad, he plays like Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah. But I mean, for the Panthers, I mean, Jalen Coker's a baller, Tet's a baller. Like, I like their receiving core a lot. I think the Panthers are still like a few years out from actually making noise, and I think they're probably still a quarterback away from making real noise.
Yeah.
But I don't hate the running game. I really like the receiving game. It's a shame that the Panthers traded away Brian Burns because can you imagine this roster with Brian Burns? And now you have to go find a Brian Burns. I mean, the Panthers, I think if the Panthers didn't have such a bad GM the last few years, I think we'd be looking at the Panthers and be like, damn, this is a good team.
Yeah.
But they've had a really bad GM.
Like, regrets throwing a hissy fit to get traded now because now he's on New York.
Yeah, who's really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the Rams, terrible that they were in this position and they almost lost the Panthers, but I still feel confident in the Rams offense to perform going forward.
They came out with a win and mostly healthy. So,
yeah. Again, it's one of those things where people always I hate the arguments of like, oh, well, Matthew Stafford did this against the Panthers and Matthew Stafford played poorly in the first quarter and all this stuff, blah, 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 blah. He dug himself out of a hole. Dude, that's what you want in a quarterback. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you want a quarterback who can like overcome adversity, play poorly, and then like turn around and play perfect football down the stretch, you know?
No, yeah.
So
Sweet. Wildcard weekend was wild. We'll give you that.
Yeah, I mean, probably the best weekend of like playoff football ever, right?
Yeah, in at least our lifetime.
Yeah.
But divisional might or may not live up to the same expectations.
Honestly, looking at the 4 matchups, though, they're all kind of bangers.
They can be bangers, but I feel like they could also be flops.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's no like middle. It's either one or the other.
No, I mean, yeah, I guess I'm looking at it like these could all be 3 touchdown blowouts.
Oh, 100%. They could all be 3 touchdown blowouts, or they could all end in the final second.
Yeah. Let's hope for the latter.
Yeah, but let's start with Saturday, 2:30 Mountain Time. The Buffalo Bills travel to where I live, Denver, Colorado, to take on the one seed Broncos. The Broncos are a 1.5-point favorite.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to take the underdog Bills here. Like I said, for kind of the things we already talked about, I think the Bills roster is talented enough that the quarterback difference is what's going to be the deciding factor here. I think Josh Allen has just played really well, and I have more faith in him to have a complete game and play really well than I do Bo Nix. I think if the Broncos can play really aggressive defense and then they can kind of have Bo Nix come in for a few clutch moments, I think that's Denver's recipe to win. And I think it's not a bad recipe, and I think it could happen. But I just don't really think that Denver is going to be able to force Allen into making mistakes. So I just feel a little bit more confident in Buffalo winning this one.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like Buffalo over Denver. But Broncos defense, they're supposed to be best in the NFL, all this, all that. But last couple weeks they've been struggling. Even against Jacksonville, who Buffalo just beat, they gave up 5 straight scoring possessions.
I mean, yeah, they got blown out by Jacksonville.
Yeah. And you can't do that in the playoffs. And
no.
Playoff experience is big. Josh Allen has a bunch of it. Bo Nix does not. In his first game in the not first game because they didn't make the playoffs last year.
Who, the Broncos?
Yeah.
I don't believe they made the playoffs last year.
But still first or maybe second, I don't remember. Playoff game in Bo Nix's career, he didn't even get an easy wild card matchup. He's going straight to the divisional against a very good team who is coming off of a great win.
The Broncos did make the playoffs last year. They got blown out by the Bills in round 1.
Oh, I knew that. Yes, someone brought that.
I was like, I feel, my head was thinking that it was.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually a terrible game for the Broncos. The Broncos lost 31-7.
Yeah, it was bad. And yeah, they might have some bulletin board material now, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Yeah, and I don't think it's definitely not going to be that bad this year. And I think if it is, that's really alarming for Denver. The fact that you go out there, win 15 games, and you lose by 4 touchdowns, that is inexcusable. So,
agreed. But, all right, Saturday night game. The 49ers against the 1 seed Seahawks. Seahawks are a 7.5-point favorite.
7.5-point favorite is actually kind of insulting to the 49ers. I'm going to be honest. Because the 49ers have played well down the stretch. And I know the game they played at the end of week 18 was ugly. I mean, it was 13-3. And the 49ers offense wasn't doing anything. But if Christian McCaffrey comes down with that ball and doesn't cough it up and goes to give an interception to Seattle, I mean, it would have been that was a full swing. So I think at that time it was I'd have to look at the game again. But I mean, like, they would have been able to make it a competition if they scored the touchdown there. My brain is telling me that Seahawks are going to win this one because they are just the better roster and they're more complete. And, the 49ers are so fucking injured. More injured than any team's ever been. But the crazy thing about the 49ers is that since 2011, the 49ers have either missed the playoffs or gone to the conference championship game. There's been no other result. They've either gone to the conference championship game or Super Bowl, or they've missed the playoffs.
So conference championship game.
So I'm going to pick the 49ers to continue that trend. And I know that's like not really analytical at all and doesn't make a lot of sense. But I think when there's those weird little niche stats, I don't know. There's just a little bit of
they're there for a reason.
There's a little bit of superstition for me there, you know, and I think that's going to continue. And I'm going to pick the 49ers to win this game.
No. I'm going opposite. I like the Seahawks. 49ers are just banged up. They've made it this far. Good for them. You can call the season a good job. If you're healthy, whole different story. But also, division matchup. It's always weird playing the same team multiple times or more than 2 times in a season. So at that -7.5 is wild, especially for a playoff game. But as long as Sam Darnold doesn't turn back the clock and go to New York, he should be fine. Just manage the game. Let your defense kind of do the thing.
Yeah, and I think whatever happens here, I mean, this season's a win for the 49ers. They should not be in this position.
No, not at all.
So.
All right. Texans, Patriots. Talked a little bit about it.
Yeah.
So we'll just rapid fire it.
No, I think I'm going to go the Texans here. I think that Texans defense is just disrupted enough that with a young Drake May who hasn't had a lot of playoff experience, it's going to cause him to make a lot of mistakes. We saw Drake May lose the game to the Steelers earlier in the season where he had the 5 turnovers. I see something similar here for Houston. And I think as long as CJ Stroud doesn't play so scared in the pocket like he did against Pittsburgh, I think they'll have an easy time controlling this game script.
No, I agree. Originally I picked the Patriots, but watching this wild card weekend, I'm going Texans. And similar to the Patriots-Steelers game, if the Texans can cause Stevenson to cough the ball up a couple times, that'll be plenty for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, last game of the week, Rams-Bears. Bears are at +3.5, so they are underdogs at home in the divisional round.
And I agree.
I concur.
I agree. I love the Bears. I love Caleb Williams. I love what this team has done. They have a crazy home field advantage at Soldier Field. I mean, it has been awesome to see. But like I said with the Jaguars, it just feels like they're a year or two too early.
No, yeah.
And I don't think the Rams are a year or two too early at all. So
nope.
Give me the Rams.
Yeah. So we got the Bills versus the Texans and the Rams versus either of the 49ers or Seahawks for our championship matchups.
So we agree on 3 of the 4 games, which is pretty good.
Yeah. Nice. We'll see who's right.
And I kind of agree with you that the Seahawks are the better team.
No, yeah. The 49ers, you just stats. Yeah. Just show it. That's stats.
Yeah.
But sweet. All right. Well, thanks so much for watching. Listen to us ramble about the NFL, ELF news as well, and some IAL. So if you made this far, thanks. Follow us on Instagram at 4th Down Fiasco, on X or Twitter at 4th Down _pod, TikTok that we don't use at all at 4th Down Fiasco. Find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever else you find our podcast. Give us a 5-star, a like, follow, subscribe. YouTube. I'm dying. Tanner, did I miss anything?
No, I think you got it all.
Sweet. Till next week.
All right. Hugs and kisses.
Peace.